Cover 3 is a zone defense with corners and safeties protecting the deep thirds of the field. Each sideline is covered by the corners and the middle of the field by the safety. That leaves 4 defenders to cover the underneath zones. Cover 3 allows the defense to keep defenders in the box for the run game while continuing to cover deep and prevent the big play. Cover 3 balances pass coverage with run defense. The extra safety in the box helps protect against the run, and the zone coverage underneath can transfer crossers that would cause issues for man coverages. Some teams will also play press cover 3 outside to prevent easy access throws that would come with off coverage. The Seahawks were famous for that in the 2010s with their physical style of press bail cover 3. While cover 3 keeps an additional player to help against the run, there are still only 4 underneath zone defenders, and offenses will often try to stress the amount of field that those players have to cover. A popular variation of cover 3 is cover 3 buzz. The defense is disguising cover 3 as a 2-deep safety look, and buzz is very similar to cover 1 robber. That strong safety is coming down to the middle hook zone, and the linebacker is bumping out to the curl flat. All other assignments stay the same for the defense. Buzz just has one safety dropping from depth to attack the middle hook zone and confuse the offense into making a poor decision. On a 3rd and medium against Washington, Seattle has their outside linebacker and nickel in wide alignments to be able to quickly take away any routes in the flats. That leaves them vulnerable to running the ball, but they're betting on pass, giving the down and distance. Washington is running a mesh, and if Cousins is able to hold onto the ball for a tick longer, he would see the dig coming in behind the shallow drag that he ends up throwing to. Mesh has 2 crossing routes that end up in the flats, but those crossing routes also bait up the hook zone defenders in the middle of the field. With defenders in the flats to attach to those routes, the linebackers don't need to come down on the drag routes. The corners outside have carried their routes deep, and everything else is covered. Now, Washington is the one running cover 3, and the same general high-low concept is used against them. The Eagles are running drive with a shallow from the outside tight end and a dig from the inside tight end. As the hook zone defender comes up on the shallow sit, the dig springs open behind him. Ideally, that linebacker should get enough depth to close that window, and the linebacker to the top of the screen is getting more vertical depth to tighten that window as well. He's running way too flat, and without any receiver pulling him that way, he's left covering green grass. Here we have the Bears running cover 3 buzz. Eddie Jackson is playing deep, but on the snap, he rotates down into the hook seam zone. The nickel linebacker to the top of the screen does a great job of closing the curl window on his way to the flats. He first gets depth under the curl and then continues to widen with the flare from the running back, which gives the cover 3 corner time to break on the curl and be in position if the ball is thrown. Meanwhile, Daniel Jones doesn't identify that it's buzz and that Jackson has rotated down. Jackson gets there a little early, but he's there for the pass breakup. Cover 3 is one of the most popular coverages at the lower levels and has been adapted and implemented at the college and NFL levels as well. It utilizes 3 deep players while staying sound in the run game with an extra safety in the box. There are multiple disguises and variations to keep offenses guessing, and when played well, it's very hard to move the ball against. Hey guys, I appreciate you watching all the way through. Make sure you drop a comment. Let me know someone, a scheme, idea, person who you want to see broken down here in the future. I'm also releasing a speaking football course that goes over the basics of the language of football, what techniques are, what alignments are. So if you're interested in that, check out the link in the description.